enable your star players to go off and do what they do. We'll see how that plays out. EG on the attacking side, Bind.
Where are you?
You see the kind of tail that they've had throughout the season, sitting at 3-3 as we enter, as we're actually a second step into stage 2. We've got the dog, it's already cleared up short, a heavy lean towards A. Only 2 members of the defense are currently posted up, doing their damnedest to keep the attack within arm's reach. So far, they've managed to conceal the position as best as they possibly can. A goop in the face, but no punishment found yet as Apoth is the first to fall. Now the swing as the brim smoke goes down, bodies continue to litter as Furia, with some control. They have full showers control of the Dre, but they've gotten so disjointed. They've gotten so segmented apart. How are they going to be able to stabilize? And Subtle Nature will fall, leaving Superman on his own, a 1v1 against MW, who had a ridiculous performance last week. Will keep it up again. The pistol, the way of Furia.
Super cool idea from EG to take back sight, get the Omen TP into heaven from Superman, but it just wasn't enough. Furia taking that teleporter, flanking, and basically flipping. The bomb's not planted for Superman there. So yeah, he wasn't able to clutch that out, and Khalil, he had a big kill there on the showers, getting that trade. Nice stuff. Good job bunkering down on that back side of A.
You know, you and I often talk so much about how difficult it is to hold back A on Bind. As the defense, it's miserable. Right, you got flashes in your face. You have mollies all over the place. There's no way to really feel comfortable there. So insanely well done for Furia to be able to do that already.
Yeah, sometimes just tucking in that corner, not making any noise at all is the approach that you need to anchor a site like that. No one from EG was aware. This one way is to take B long control, just get creep up there, but they're gonna run into NZR, who's got that Spectre, an ideal gun for these close range battles.
Yeah, with Khalil popping off a little bit with Bulldog over the top. No damage found yet. No space for Evil Geniuses.
That's so much utility invested as well on that B long. They do leave one here.
Blinded.
And Jogamo is going back around into that hookah area, so this is all just a feint to beta rotation. And if one of these players on the opposite side of the map, like Apoth or Jogamo, are able to find a first blood here on a Furia, it could open up this B site. Oh, that reclear info from Furia is going to be good. They know no one's in shower at this moment. Still keeping 3 there, though. This is going to be a 5v2 hit on the B site if nothing changes from the side of Furia.
And you would think, given some of the info that they just gathered off of the reclear from showers that you mentioned a moment ago, they would want to lean B, but alas, they decide to stick to their guns, so to speak. That 1-for-1 doesn't feel great. The Bulldog's not really in a position to be scooped up, though. So you've kept that weapon. Well, at least for a moment, you had that weapon at arm's length. Superman will upgrade it. So Bulldog in hand now for the controller. MW just barely spotting the hand of nature. Not enough to take a finger off, but enough to deal some damage.
And he gets out.
Problems. You're right, he gets away.
How? That's like blunder from Furia. They should have definitely killed him. They had him dead to rights. It's not over yet, though.
Keep an eye on Khalil on the minimap. Starting to cross through spawn. We'll try to apply some pressure towards elbow or push through the smoke if he so decides to do so. Superman with 3 on the round. Jandy the last to fall. And it's a thrifty for EG.
Superman is so insane. That's why he's playing the Omen here and not the Viper. He's able to play really aggressive. He's 5-1 right now. Picked up that Bulldog on that conversion of the kill, but even just him jumping on top of that little hookah ledge and getting the headshot onto NZR, who was an elbow there. Look at this right here. I mean, beautiful work.
There's so many things that have to go right when you're going to thrifty someone with, I think there was 1 ghost and then just classic. So many things have to fall your way, right? Yeah. That's exactly what happened for EG there.
It was great macro from EG. They took B long control, denied info into showers, everything like that, and hit the site where there was only 2 defenders, so.
Oh, hold the phone. They're trying to get aggressive here. They spam through the smokes. These should not be going this way.
Yeah, it's just blow for blow right now. Spamming. It was a great fade eye. I got the connection onto multiple players. No one from the side of EG breaking that, allowing for those free sheriff shots to proceed on through. And that'll cause a freeze to the round for EG. Not wanting to get counter-ecoed, I guess you could say. Roomba into hookah. Gets no info at all, and still very quiet from the side of EG. And I like what Furia are doing here, just grouping up. They understand they have gun disadvantage. Why not move as a pack? You have all info now that no one's short A. VG take a little bit too long. They might miss their opportunity on this free B site. Maybe not be ready for the fast flank that is in full effect right now.
There's really nothing to watch it. There's nothing to cover for it. EG must be cautious here. We've had a couple of silly moments already, and we're just in the 3rd round.
Yeah, and Hookah can be so disastrous. I imagine if this bomb isn't planted in the middle of the
30
tube, if
seconds
it's
left.
planted for Hookah, it might be bad for EG. We'll see right here. Nice jiggle from Superman.
Paranoia with Apoth, providing a little bit more cover and a little bit of help. Noswar will fall. Furia still have a shot at this, so Jandy has upgraded a weapon. Well, he had it. Instantly hits the ground, leaving Havoc all by his lonesome. A 1v3 with the Sheriff in hand, no armor to speak of. And if you somehow get past the 3 members of UG that are still standing, you're gonna have to hope, pray that there's enough time to get the defuse down, and that's just not gonna be the case. So Evil Genius to stabilize in the face of Noswar and his silliness and the eye over the top and the smoke and the aggression at the beginning of the round, managed to settle the round.
Good awareness from Superman specifically. I mean, that jiggle into long, using the paranoia, Apop getting off. It's gonna show in a second here after his flood of kills from that eye. And you imagine now EG are gonna be more dialed in and ready to break that eye in the future. But something I wanna talk to you about, Doug, is, you know, Khalil had this breakout performance against 100 Thieves in his last match.
Plus 21 in the series, that's nuts.
And it's gonna be a battle of him and Superman in this series. I truly believe it, especially on a map like Bind. At least on this first map, these controllers can really take over the game. Superman's already on the way to doing that. Look at this fast, aggressive approach.
I mean, with the Thrash paving the way and the Paranoia out, they've gained so much space. I mean, they're not even really fighting for backside anymore. They have all of it. Furia was nowhere near it.
It's so beautiful right now.
They do have a little bit of utility to trade in kind, though. Superman's tagged up, but Derek's got his back. They haven't even made their way past pipes yet. Now making their way backside. They still have to deal with elbows. Derek is going to go for a second dip. The Thrash is so good, and Jogamo's just better. Grenade in his face, so Noswar's able to respond. 2 of his own. 3v3 on the round. Superman and Colt will fall at the hands of Havoc, giving numbers advantage the way of the defense. EG take a small step back with the spike plan, and Havoc should be able to hold it to half, and it's going to fall into Apop. The 1v2, the spam through the orb will not connect. We're tied at 2 apiece.
Good retake from Furia. I thought for a second when they invested that Thrash and it didn't get any value into U-Haul other than info, I thought it was going to be disaster for them, especially with Jojimo going up and taking aggressive angles with Derek's own Thrash in return. But the trading in that U-Haul area, that was the key right there. And then also Fade just being in showers, that presence alone. Oh, NTR. How did he get those? Job well done from the side of Furia on that retake. Not allowing EG to just have their way.
You see that smirk on his face at the end there? He knows he got away with one.
Yeah, he definitely did. But that being said, look at the economy for Furia now. I mean, 4 players on a Sheriff, a Stinger. Yeah, they won the round, but at what was the cost?
Pyrrhic victory for the defense.
Nice little tag there.
Not the Fade one away from their ult. Havoc as well. Yeah, the Pit and Nightfall combo can be so devastating.
Oh, Havoc is going to get punished right here. Jojimo was ahead of that Viper Molly. The crunch, though.
Havoc did eventually fall, but not without MW striking on the other side. Oh, how does he stay alive? And he gets the kill back. Is this what we're in for today? Is this the kind of day we're going to have?
It's insanity already.
Still a rifle in the hands of MW. The spike is out of reach, but Derek and Superman have managed to get enough space to scoop it up and then get it planted. Now it's on Furia to respond. MW 1 away from having the ult online.
A very interesting key thing here is that Derek's still planted in the open, not for EG, not for Superman or himself, so they're going to have to fight.
Yeah,
I think,
what the decision was there. Derek's gonna get them both! Derek fell, but Superman arrives at just the right time. You mentioned it earlier. He's gonna be the matchup up against Khalil.
Yeah.
He's been so good so far.
Yeah, he's 9-2 right now. That star power showing. And he's had no fear in his last match, now in this one as well. I mean, even from the pistol round, taking TPs up into heaven. Now just swinging 1v2. He will hit the shots, too. I was wondering if Furia were going to identify that it was not planted for any of the members of EG. And if they were going to fight, it just wasn't enough.
EG with a heavy lean towards B. Havoc, the only one playing on site. Full rifles for the defense here. Oh, along with the 3 ultimates, as Jogamo takes to the skies, Havoc has no choice but to take a step back. Oh!
Are you kidding?
You rarely see that kill go that way. It's often the spam from spawn that's the problem.
Careful here.
Forget the spam, he was running the whole time. How many running guns have we seen this game so far?
Too many.
You're absolutely right. This is going to be a banger if it's anything like this. And look at this Omen flash.
Off of the swing, they're cooked with nowhere to go. Nature getting in on the action. Noswer with the response. But there's no way for Fury to get in.
That's a hard save round right now for Furia. That was some beautiful use of ultimates and utility from EG. And they've been putting on a pace these last couple of rounds. I mean, ever since that bonus round where they just pretty much ran it down A, got into U-Haul control. They've been keeping up that pace and kind of just abusing this B site.
They have been playing so fast, you're right.
And they're not even having to invest a lot of utility, and that's why you see that paranoia still there from Superman in elbow, hidden all of long.
I want to get your thoughts on this, Dre. Do you feel like a lot of this more aggressive pace on the side of Evil Geniuses is due to the fact that you're not running a Viper, which is generally a bit more like, let me set the map, let me play things around, let me default here, there, and then take space? Does it feel like the composition is the big difference here?
I think you're absolutely correct, because when you have a Viper, you know, you have the opportunity to play the lurk timings. You can still do a change of pace and play a little bit quicker, but when you have such explosive utility like a paranoia, like Omen teleports, he's really able to get in there with Jojimo and use that, you know, Gecko flash paired up with the Sky Dog or whatever it may be, whatever study util they want to use to get in hands-on in the fight.
Well, it seems to be working. They're up 2 rounds on the attacking side so far. Derek 1 away from his ult. Nature not far off either. We were just talking about change of pace. This feels like the slowest round we've seen out of EG so far.
Yeah, let's see, Derek gets caught out in transition. Almost does, but gets the one up on Havoc. Good awareness.
The only member on the side of Furia that didn't have a rifle there, or a weapon. Just the sheriff. No punish. Nothing found. So EG now with the numbers advantage, still choosing to play the map at a different pace, a different flavor.
Really good game planning right now from the side of EG. IGLing from Nature and the work from Potter, all the prep.
That brain trust goes crazy, man.
Yeah. Should get info off of this Sky Dog that there are a lot of players in the site here. Jojimo up on the rooftop. Doesn't even need to get the first blood. Apoth running in.
And now Jojimo satcheling forward. Khalil was able to get a little bit of damage off the trade. But again, everything crumbled around them. And I just want to very quickly highlight a conversation we were having at the beginning of the round. There was one sheriff, but everything else was rifles. It wasn't like this was a soft round out from Furia.
They're just getting absolutely overwhelmed. Furia just cannot handle this B hit coming out of EG. So I wouldn't be surprised if EG keep ending B for the rest of this half until they get stopped.
I mean,
because why
broke,
not?
Yeah, if it ain't broke, why not? You're right. So Furia choose to save here. One rifle will be carried over into the next round. You take a quick look at the money situation for the defensive side. It's not great. So we'll see how things look moving forward. I also wonder, Dre, given kind of where we are in this first half, given how things have gone, if maybe there's a timeout afoot, knowing that there's a little bit of time to talk at the end of this round too. Yeah, they definitely need to do a timeout, if not this next round, the one after, because it's just, it's getting out of hand, and you got to figure out how to control this B site. I mean, maybe you got to play a little bit more aggressive, control B long, play for one or the other, maybe. Well, as I say that, Nature cleans up the round, so no gun survive from the side of Furia. That was the silver lining, man. They needed that. There's that timeout. And we'll take a look at that one more time as we have a moment to slow things down. There was that timing you were talking about earlier. Havoc getting a little bit proactive here, taking some space down sand, which is nicely done, especially when you know you're getting abused down B. Take some space early on, so he played it correctly. It just didn't really pan out in his favor. Yeah, he just got timing. He was the only one of the sheriff, like you said, so he can take a little bit, right? too. Noswer was also exceptional. He was also very good, on the Sova and whatnot. But Khalil, he was the star of the show, and right now he's sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard. Superman's sitting at the top. That's that head-to-head I was speaking of. And if this gap keeps expanding, it's just going to be even harder and harder for Fury to make their way back. But a highlight for them is they do have 5 ultimates online, so they do have a chance in this round to stop some bleeding, and this is the adaptation. MW has gotten across. Do they check this? Oh, they don't check it. Oh, Dre, they didn't check it. Oh, but the ult is so good. It goes from disaster impending to disaster avoided. All of that just for a 2 for 2.
Oh, and they're able to bait out that Brim ultimate. Bomb is still not grabbed, but as all this is going on, Superman, he had a lurk the last round as well, just like this, where he takes solo real estate on the A site. And now he gives his team an option to come back to him while he controls all this space. All they have to dial in on is heaven.
With Superman on the prowl, EG decide to rotate back and end towards A.
Yeah.
Also leaving Nature to make sure there's no late flank around. That's only going to tag one. Remember, Superman's still not detected here. His position still concealed. The first one to swing will be Havoc. A jump spot to make sure there's nothing on the other side, and it wasn't far enough. A 1-for-1 though is all it is. Remember, Nature's still weak, 17 HP, no armor to speak of. Playing so far back. And the onus now, the impetus on Furia to go forward, to take space, to try to retake the site. Such a difficult ask. No utility on the side of the attack, no nade, no nothing to delay. It's just Nature and Jogamo trying to hold the line as best as they can in the face of the fade that falls. 6-2 the way of EG.
Another great round from EG. Superman taking all that space on A. He's fearless right now. He's gonna take a 50-50 if you give it to him. He's looking for it. So if you don't, now he has all that room. They're able to come all the way back to that site and play this post plant to near perfection. And I like the adaptation, but that flash, it connected onto MW0 last second, and then Derek, he just pivots that Gecko Thrash, connects onto him, and this crossfire in the post plant, beautiful.
I cannot stress the value of Derek's ult there.
Yeah.
MW had popped his rocket. There was going to be carnage, but down be long.
So unfortunate. This game is really a game of timings at some points. Will be a slow approach for EG, understanding they have gun advantage. Slow walk up.
You were just talking about how the game feels like it's a matter of timings. This game feels like time is running out for Furia. What was competitive at the beginning has been anything but since. EG have rattled them a couple of rounds off. They're up 4 now. Their money's in such a good spot. And the ults are just going to continue to stack up.
A spam kill as well. Unreal. Here's that Thrash from NZR, but I mean, look at EG. They're so ready for everything that Furia is throwing at him right now. And Superman, he hears all this running.
I mean, at least 3 guns trained on that. You're right. Superman is a trap that has been laid. Look at that smoke. Can't really find the way out from TP. MW gets picked off on the other side.
Oh my gosh.
Things are crumbling for Furia, and they're crumbling very quickly.
Might be a second time out in the same half if you want to have a chance of winning on your map pick. That's a nice shot.
Yeah, plugging Jogamo out of the sky there. Nicely done. Steady aim.
Oh, no one's going to check this.
Enemy remaining.
Just when it feels like there was a little bit of hope for Furia off of that shot from Khalil, the player that you mentioned was so electric last time they took the stage. You've got Derek, who's working through spawn, and nobody ever checks it. And now EG are up 7. They won 5 rounds in a row. This is becoming disaster for the Brazilian representatives.
It was a cool 4-1 approach. Having Superman be the lurk this time, not going for an aggressive A short take, but this time just holding the flank and then one-waying for the TP because they're aware that Furia have gotten success crunching the TP previously. I mean, Furia hasn't had much success in this half whatsoever, but that was one of the highlights that I noted down.
Note the attack side op in Derek's hands.
Jeez. Another new look. A new default, too.
Yep.
Free shower control.
Out here, Havoc putting the pit down A short at the very beginning of the round. Allows them to play a little bit softer on A. It's just MW with them.
Yeah, and EG's whole idea was to take showers off of that Viper's pit to maybe bait a rotation out. Furia right now, they're doing a really good job of keeping 3 players towards B, but now getting a little antsy. That shower is pressure, that shower is control, cooking into the brains of Furia. The problem is, it's another 2-player stack on the B site, and we've seen how, you know, EG just completely roll over 2 players on this B site.
I have so many options here, too. If they want to end back A, they can use Nature's util to clear the pit and then pounce. They have so many different ways that they can approach this problem. A little bit of spam damage dealt onto Derek, down to 7 HP now. Still alive, though. Far from healthy.
30 seconds
The
left.
heal will change things. They've burned the clock down a lot here, Dre.
Yeah, they're going to have to commit after that kill on Superman.
Oh yeah, monster on the loose.
they're going to go. They've got to go soon here. Well, again, one of the freest kills of his life. You see Jogma satcheling out, getting the best of Khalil. The rocket over the top will not connect, but it doesn't matter because the site's all theirs. Now, with 10 seconds left, they're going to be able to slow things down, get the spike down. They have a numbers advantage, but Havoc and MW are on the way.
Jogma might get caught out here. Barrel should be seen if Havoc goes out wide left. As I say that, he takes the head-to-head. Ooh.
Crispy shots onto one. Still a 1v2 waiting on the other side. Note that Derek has no armor. The swing out from nature as Havoc falls. Another round the way of EG.
I mean, no hesitation, no doubt in their minds. EG full steam ahead. The fast reaction to just speed up B after Superman drops right there. This is a job well done so far from EG. I mean, this is a disaster of a half for Furia. I mean, Apoth on these entries, he's been wonderful.
Apoth, Jogma, we've sung the praises.
Yeah, we just cycled
so many times. Yeah.
And the scoreboard, I mean, it tells the whole story of why we're giving so much praise to EG players. I mean, everyone is so close together.
It really was. It was close until it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was 2-2, and then all EG, all since. Furia with a nice start to the round, though.
Yeah, they've had enough. They've had enough, Doug. They're like, all right, we're done giving you B-long. Let's start taking some aim fights.
Yeah, and I think they've tried to approach this problem from a couple of different scenarios. We saw it in the previous round. Nasra juices Dizzy all the way down long. Wasn't able to recover it, but they're trying different things to establish some control down B long. This would just happen to be the most successful of the attempts.
Sometimes you just gotta shoot fire with fire.
Yeah, just go fight.
Sit them down.
Yep. Just go fight.
Superman, he's gonna have to fight for himself right here if he wants to bring this round back for his squad.
Little noise made.
Oh.
Lulled to sleep.
That's an opening now on that A site, so Furia, even though they had number advantage, they got squandered very early on.
Oh, Apoth is gonna get this down. He's gonna have his ult. If he can stay alive. Oh, 8 HP left. Nade was danger close, but now can take a step back, and remember that orbital strike online now almost secures the round.
Molly orbital strike to back it up. Jogma here to just be a thorn in the side of Furia. He's gonna take every timing he has. He's probably gonna clean up both as well.
I mean, yeah, he might just win it. He might just win it by himself.
Look at this guy.
But what I love about this EG project, and honestly, it's been the case the entire time, there are layers to their approach. They have plans upon plans. If Jogma doesn't get free, which he did, they had the ult, they had the molly, they had so many things to cover. But then Jogma just Jogma.
So much security into that round. Indeed, and then yeah, Jogma just top it off. Having that superstar performance once more. And he was kind of quiet in the start of this half, but the cool thing about this roster is it just seems that somebody will pick it up for them at the right moment.
I love watching Jogma play, and it's been so much fun to watch his career develop. Hey, yeah, we're back into it. Yeah, they don't have any ults online right now, but if you take a look at the scoreboard, Nasr, MW, Khalil, all close to theirs. You wonder here if they're going to try to play around getting these ults online to, again, steal that ever pivotal 12th round. The spam not connecting on anyone. The eye did spot Derek, and he has nowhere to go. There's a molly on the other side. That was such a good setup.
Cosmetic.
The mosh pit behind it, the orbital strike at your feet. Somehow he gets away, but they seem to be doing a decent job holding the line so far. Of course, Superman arrives on the scene.
And look at how he does it. He TP'd onto that box. These are things that you're not ready for at all. This is the difference between the Omen and the Viper.
That's just so tough, man. Furia back down on a numbers disadvantage. You've got Nasr and you've got Havoc. Nasr has been such a bright spot on this team since joining, and you see it because of stuff like that.
That was clean.
It's just ridiculous how he gets away with it. Nasr gets another, the third potentially on the other side. Still has Havoc in his help. Thrash not connecting, but can Nasr do so? Oh, it's Havoc who cleans it up. Furia will get their third of the half, but that took a lot just to get to 3, man.
Heroics, ultimates, all of the above. But they secured the 9-3 curse. That's what they're relying on. So maybe it was a good timeout. Look at that. Look at that.
You're right. What is this play from Superman?
It's no fear is what it is. And that's what happens when you're up 9-2.5.
Well, and when you're playing Omen and you can play more aggressively, you can try to jump into spaces and create havoc, just like we saw him do. So Furia will get to their third. 9-3 still the way side. Where do you see some of the differences now that we know EG's headed to the defense?
You're going to see some one-ways, you know, most notably probably Octagon. We've seen some cool things internationally in like hookah and whatnot. What a...
Oh my.
Oh.
That was not its intended location.
Space still gathered.
A brutal start to the round for Furia, though. Maybe they can slow things down here. They've gotten the spike down. You're right. They've gotten the space they were looking for with no thanks to that molly. Now they're going to have to figure out how to retake the showers control. This is nicely done by EG. They know they're going to have to clear the space out. You got to be cautious about what you're investing. Or Superman's just going to do that.
That was insane. When Jogamo cleans up NZR, this retake is in full effect right now for EG. Jogamo going for more. Derek getting havoc in the wraparound from APOC. Protocols on protocols. Clinical pistol round win for EG.
It just doesn't get any better than that, Dre. It really doesn't.
Wow.
They played that perfectly.
That was beautiful to watch.
And yeah, it was all off the backs of Superman getting that kill through showers, yes, but even understanding and being willing to invest that much to clear showers, to control that space. It's so important when being able to hold that in a retake. That's just so dumb to look at from his point of view. That's just silly.
I'd be so, yeah, look at look at him, bro. That would be my response as well. There's nothing you can do about that, you know? On to the next.
Live, laugh, love or something, I don't know.
Yeah. It has to be a force by Furia want to crawl their way back into this round.
You know, oftentimes you see that mosh pit land outside of showers because you have pressure coming in through showers to crunch him in. It didn't seem like there was anything to really keep him corralled in there. And there's a pretty notable gun advantage here on the side of Evil Geniuses as well. You've got a Guardian and an Outlaw. But Furia have gone on walkabouts. The flash is so good. Nasr managing to get the kill into nature, though. They've made this competitive. Things have gotten messy. APOC, the last line of defense. 2 found.
Spike down, B.
It's a good scrappy round so far from Furia, and Havoc having all that A control makes Furia aware that EG are probably flanking through shower. They noted that both these players, Jojimo and Superman, were in shower in the previous round, so it's probably the same case here.
How are you going to do this with an Outlaw?
No, it's so tough. He's definitely going to be the guy that goes for the bomb.
Yeah.
Tries to defuse.
Right, and you would think if Furia played this discipline in a disciplined manner, they're not going to give him a swing. They're not going to give him anything to look at.
Still a molly here as well to play around with. Time's running down low. Nice.
Very nicely done. I think oftentimes we'll see plays like that where a team will try to take a site and then push in through spawn and then flip the map in a very unconventional manner. And oftentimes it's disastrous to look at, right? Oftentimes it falls flat on its face. But massive props to Furia to be able to navigate that as well as they did.
Yeah, seriously. The 4-man pushing squad into spawn, or 3-man, I should say, because one got taken out. APOC, he did a good job getting 2 there. It easily could have just gotten 1 for 1. But Furia needed this round. They definitely needed this. Any type of life to bring this map back. I mean, this is their map pick. Take it into you. So just a little bit of fundamental steps missed in that round, and Potter wanting to nip that in the bud.
Nasr is very quietly 14 and 13. No one else on his team has double-digit kills.
Blinded.
He's been so consistent, again, since joining Furia.
Yeah, he's been great. It just hasn't really been enough.
Yeah.
Khalil stepping up was enough to take out 100 Thieves alongside with him.
Send Busio into retirement. I hate it for him.
Poor guy. Hey, you talk a big game, you gotta back it up.
This means the Piggy can come back though, right?
Hopefully.
MW satcheling forward, getting a little bit of high ground. Jogmo's lit up. Look at the discipline out from EG though.
What is that?
We're gonna need to run that back. See it in 4K, slow-mo, the whole thing. That's ridiculous.
That's insane.
Meanwhile, Furia gonna try to flip the map, and the Paranoid's gonna buy a bit of time. Very nicely done from Superman. Ghost in hand, jog him over the top with the Guardian. Superman will fall.
They stopped her.
Thrash not really able to find very much. Keep an eye on this. It has all the makings of a messy round again. Still 2 rifles in the hands of the attack as all of the members of the defense have arrived. Bucky dealing damage. 5 HP for Khalil,
They can cut.
but not much more. Are they going to be able to get back into this? A Sheriff in the hands of Derek. A Guardian now for Nature. That's a big upgrade. But time is short. And Furia is huddled up, hand in hand, as they try to sneak the 15 round away from EG. On the swing. They've gotten it down to 1. What a massive 3K. I didn't think that was going to play out that way.
Oh my gosh. Definitely a round that EG could have taken into their own hands, but the comeback. That man on the screen right now, getting 3 into the round, cleaning up Nature right there, who couldn't get all together. What a ridiculous shot.
Dude, what?
Oh, yeah, literally. Dude, what indeed?
Like,
I mean, even getting that second from Derek there on the wide swing of Khalil really came down to Nature just whiffing that Guardian shot on a player that was 1 HP, but just like that, Apoth already answering, taking out NZR, who we've been priding so much in this match. Look at that one way.
yeah, how do you even get around that? Second orbital strike traded. MW falls. Havoc had no choice but to take safe passage through his teleporter. And has to hold here. He's in a miserable spot.
Yeah, this is such a tough round to win. You're going to have to contact in if you're Furia. Try to get any type of punishment on a mistake of EG side to bring this one back. But it's just going to be a very, very tough ask, especially with how EG are set up into this round. Superman on top of that box. Everyone jump spotting, not willing to give any type of kill away for free.
Oh, they're so ahead of this. They used the dog to clear out long, and then they knew exactly where the rest of the hit was coming from. That's so pretty.
Yeah.
Toxin screen down.
Just really nothing Furia can do to bring this one back. I mean, the
30
reposition
seconds
onto
left.
here as
Right
well
here.
from Apoth, taking this
Right here.
aggressive off angle.
And I think what's important to note here is when teams do that, right? Is feeling out the round, feeling out the
Yeah.
situation, knowing when you can take a little bit more without getting punished, without it being too disastrous on the other side. That little reposition there from Apoth that you were just mentioning and tucking into
10
Cubby on A
seconds
short.
left.
That's the kind of proactive play that we want to see out of teams that are having a really good understanding of how their comp works and what they need to do in order to take maps away.
Yeah, and great map awareness as well. Like understanding that most of the players of Furia were geared towards B in that moment because they are down numbers. And the lurk was basically already killed.
Yep.
In shower. So why not take free space on an off angle? Have Furia at least have to slowly, clear you in a close cubby like that. That was the first blood.
And then also even understanding like understanding when to take those risks. You're up in a 5v2, a 5v3, something like that. Obviously you don't want to get too loose with those, but you can afford to give something up like that, even if it's just a 1-for-1. So
Yeah.
EG look great. Furia with a bulldog in the hands of their duelist and pistols around, and he's already taken so much damage.
Yeah, he's gonna cycle it onto somebody else, I imagine. Maybe NZR, who's sitting on light armor and a sheriff. Nice. Opting to hold it for now. Ooh.
I think part of the problem is there's no real go button for MW on the other side of this. It's not like he has satchels to break crosshairs and let him Nosler or something else fall behind him.
That's a very good point. Look at these one-ways. It's just so weird to play against, especially if you're not used to it. I mean, who knows how many reps Furia have had, or any teams have had against an Omen on Vine.
It's been so long. It's been so long. Really nice paranoia.
No way.
Unbelievable from Superman again. Oh, beckon for the ace, but it's dropped by Nosler. Who else? Jogamo cleans it up, but EG gets a map point. Man, that kid's good.
That was so nasty.
Match point.
Through a fade Prowler. Most players would panic and just shoot the Prowler running at them. But the poise to just shoot the players in the back of it and then break it on accident because you're just shooting bodies. Look at this.
So steady, so controlled.
That's every anchor's dream. But on the side of Furia, how are we not looking to the right?
Yeah,
It's so worried about U-Haul. I guess Apoth is just rent-free in their head from that last round.
That does not feel good. And now EG dialing up the pace once more. See that Dizzy gets so high up, gets the tags over the smokes.
Face your
That's
fear.
actually such a cool play.
And then the response too from Superman with the paranoia to shut down the speed up into hookah. I mean, now Furia, they have nowhere else to go. You have to go back A, which is the right call, but you're running into a showstopper.
He does have it. Satchel's up. No, what? Where'd the rocket go? An ABP out on it. The Prowler hunting him down. Superman taking a small step back as Derek has joined the fray.
Spike planted.
You got to keep a close eye on the fight on the other side of the map. Havoc falls. You try taking a timing. Superman continues
He's unbelievable right
to
now.
make the kill feed bleed.
He's unbelievable right now.
4 in the last round, 3 in this one. And again, it's Nasr. Who else but Nasr? He's gonna get his 1, maybe even his 2. What a stump, courtesy of Evil Geniuses. 13-5, Dre. That
It was a team effort, even though we had stars shine out throughout.
This is Evil Geniuses map pick. They're starting off on the defensive side. I do love the combo of the Neon with the Breach. I think it creates so much opportunity to really abuse Neon's utility. She slides and dashes and
Gotta go.
Yeah,
finger shoots everywhere.
exactly. You can you can take advantage of fast-paced timings and punish off of it. The unique thing about this comp, this KO Breach comp, we haven't really seen something like this ran with Neon since, what, Fracture?
Yeah, it's been a
that
minute.
feels like a lifetime ago.
Oh, Apoth, what are you doing?
He's playing with fire, but there is no utility here to really deal with him. So if there is a full commitment onto C, he's going to have a fast flank. No one from the side of EG here.
The problem is, yeah, the only thing that's going to confirm the presence C is going to be the cam that I think just got cleared out. Now the knife is out, the smokes go up, so they should know. I think the only question left to be answered is how does EG approach this? Do they decide to send 4 through spawn and let Apoth do his thing on his own? Seems like that's going to be the case.
Yeah, but Furia might just take the fight to EG here
Spike
in spawn.
planted.
Like you were talking about, footsteps being made. Cool thing about Neon is you're able to bait out utility up close, then get out quickly.
MW trying to do exactly that. Stepping around, and it's Shogama who draws first blood in that duel. The dink out, but it's not enough as Nasr gets a trade. Not able to settle the shots at 2v2. Nasr and Derek both weak. Havoc.
Last player standing.
Oh dear, that's a mess. Havoc still has a shot at
He just got dunked on Derek from the top ropes.
this. Oh, that's a brutal way for that to end for Furia.
Oh, it's such a shame.
Save the day.
A lot of whiffage going on, but you got to give it to EG for making, I mean, something out of nothing on that retake. There was so much utility they had to invest to try to take out MW Zera there. Still ended up being enough with the trades. I mean, MW Zera did a good job playing up close, baiting out a flash, and then running away, dodging the stun, dodging the breach C as well. Look at the vibes on that squad right now. That's a force to be reckoned with.
I mean, it's easy for the vibes to be good when you're playing like this.
Getting away with what they just got away with. I mean, Derek was just in the matrix in that entire last round. 1 HP on the site, jumping over boxes, everything of the sort.
So this is where we see some of what you're referring to in the previous round, Dre, is watching the Neon just have to go and clear or bait out some of the utility, given her mobility. And I think we'll see that with fault lines. We'll see it with flashes, even triggering the trip there. No real way to punish.
Camera taken out.
I think the question for Furia is that as they continue to cook through this half and as they lean into this composition on attack is how do you capitalize on that?
Yeah, it's one thing to do something correct, but to execute and actually
Right.
follow through with it, that's a whole nother story.
No nade. Just a little bit of breach util dumped. Thought the aftershock might come through.
Such good team play right now for EG.
This is just effortless.
Down
Again,
B.
I mean, as soon
One
as they
enemy
realize where
remaining.
Fury is coming from, they just pounce. They fully send. They
30
decide that they're going to
seconds
fight.
left.
Oh, that's nice from Khalil, but you know Jogma's waiting on the other side. Now peeking through that smoke. Khalil gets cleaned up. EG get their second. They keep 2 Guardians into the next.
All Derek right there, jiggling with that tether out. connects on to 2-3 players, I believe, and then what does he do? Instead of peeking into those players that are, you know, low HP because of that tether, he backs all the way up, enables Jojimo to go from heaven. Easy pick'ems for him with that Guardian, and then the supporting cast, utility coming in from Nature, and Derek there to step back in and take the fights with Jaw. Even though they're not needed, it's there, right? These are the team play, the team fundamentals that Potter instills into this squadron.
It's just such a delicate dance, and they do it so well.
And look at this from the side of Furia, since they don't really have any key information characters like a Fade, Gecko, or a Sova. They have to use 2 flashes to take that C control. So much utility invested, and EG, they're willing to give all of this C once more and just play a retake.
It's a really good point. Derek's 2 away from his ult. Remember, this is the bonus for the defensive side. 2 Guardians and the Vandal in the hit for Jogamo. They're just waiting for any sort of mistake, and Shandy gives it to him.
Great stun here.
Oh, he's going in. He's going aggressive. This has all the makings of a bonus. They still have 2 rifles standing up. Havoc and Khalil trying to avoid a mess. Again, not able to settle the shots. Khalil's way off the mark. It's another round for EG. A bonus the way of the defense.
I gotta shout for EG right now. These retakes are so clean. They have so much utility to flood in with because Furia, they're having to use all their utility to even just get in on the site. And what's left in the post plant? There's nothing. You have nothing left in the tank but just your aim. And what do you do against a Fade that's throwing prowlers at you, tethers to deny any control of water when you try to get aggressive?
And then a Neon stunning you and dashing around all over the place.
Yeah, it's so tough to play against, and it's this game of cat and mouse that you have to use. You know, how do you use your utility to get into the site? That's why the contact style of 4-1s have been so popular in VCT lately, is because you want to have utility on the actual site if no one's there to deal with that retake, to deal with the flood potentially, right?
Jogamo has his ult online. Derek does too. Furia this time, they've invested so much in these last couple of rounds on taking C space, but now have cast their eyes towards A. Paranoia will funnel him out, but Jogamo will funnel in. 69 HP now.
So much utility used from Furia, just like you said, Doug. And for what?
But yeah, exactly. For what? They haven't really taken any space. They haven't gotten out at all. And these pistols are not enough to stand against the firepower of Evil Geniuses right now.
We're going to have to see an early timeout again for Furia. If they don't do that soon and realize that EG are just holding all of their ammunition, all of their abilities, and just flooding in response. See, this is the timeout that we needed. Here's the replay, though. Ooh, Nature got dinked a lit right there, but still connected on the shot. But you see the tit for tat that EG are doing right now. Yeah, throw everything you got at us, fine, because we're going to bring it back once we set.
You're just in a really good spot here. Meanwhile, for Furia, they have the Rolling Thunder. You imagine they're going to try to play around that. We've seen them test the water C a lot. This last round, they went towards A. This time, a bit of a different look.
The ultimates right now for EG. They're going to grab this Fade ultimate, or this Breach ultimate here. And they're willing to give C once more, because you got Breach ult, Fade ult. Jogamo just killed Furia's lurk.
Yeah, and Havoc, he was trying to play it decently safe. And he was just trying to cage up and get away.
No, this confidence from EG is just too much right now for Furia to handle. They need Khalil to step up huge and sit some of these players down from EG, because if not, it's going to be so hard to play against.
Problem is, that's a big ass. Jogamo has triggered his ult. They've got the Rolling Thunder to push them back for a little bit more.
But the counter Rolling Thunder right here, it's going to connect on every single member.
And that should let Jogamo go forward with fingers out. The root and toot and finger shooting will connect. He gets 2, he gets 4. Unbelievable. Just melts them. And the counter Rolling Thunder, you mentioned it. It was perfect.
Again, the utility game is being won by EG. The individual fight game is being won by EG. Furia are not winning in any capacity right now against this squad. And I don't know if there's much they can really do about it. To be fair, EG are playing a great game, a great series. They've been phenomenal.
Jogamo's 11-3, man, and he had the ace taken away from him there.
defensive side Lotus, it's
tough.
really tough to play.
Yep. I mean, 5-0.
He goes for more. Why not? Another slide.
This is very quickly becoming a Jogamo frag movie.
Spike
Yeah.
down A. Where are you?
I mean, I've seen clips of him in ranked doing what he's doing in this match right here.
Do you burn a timeout here if you're Furia?
Rest is over.
It's 6-0. It's getting out of control. If you lose the next round, yeah, you have to. You absolutely have to. You have to salvage this half in any way that you can. And this last round, they tried to change the pace. They really tried to push the fight to EG, but again, it's that supporting cast, the supporting utility
Remaining.
that's been coming out for the side of
Spike
EG
down A.
that's been a star in enabling Jogamo to just reign supreme in this Neon head-to-head.
It's tough to even call it a head-to-head at this point.
I mean, he's everywhere. Poor Havoc, he's been getting obliterated on the extremities.
Well, MW is trying to get active and do the same, only able to find one. But a little bit of space found on the site. A little. Oh, Jogamo's human. I didn't think we'd see that.
One enemy remaining.
A-Pot there on the trade. Keeping it competitive. Nazar's 5 HP, really can't stand. Even when they're in like a respectable 1v1, 1vx situation like that, it doesn't go their way either.
Yeah, it's a crazy pace being put onto them right now because EG are basically funneling them into spots that they want Furia to be funneled into, and then just setting these traps and these flanks from Jaw. It's just crazy what's going on right now. This is a stomping, to say the least. Something more than that.
Yeah, this is getting ugly very quickly. They've got a rifle in the hands of MW and the stinger for Nazar. Maybe that can be enough of a spark to get around on the board. Especially, I mean, when you're down this big, sometimes the first round feels like the most difficult. Once you get that off your back, the dam breaks, and all of a sudden, you've got a little bit more that you can play around. But I mean, for Fury here, any victory is a victory. A big one.
I mean, 7 rounds, it already seems like it might be too much to bring it back. On a map like this, on a map like Lotus, which is honestly attack dominant.
Yep.
I feel like most of the time.
I do think we have to go back to the conversation we've had around the competition.
Yeah. Yeah, no hard info is...
That's tough.
It's really hard.
On a map like this, too, that's tough.
I get it. It's a new meta. You want to try some new things. You know, people think of Neon, they think of that old Fracture composition that Optic made, you know, so popular. A lot of teams emulated it. That was that KO Breach combo. But this map just works so
30
differently
seconds
than
left.
Fracture. You don't get the same value.
I'm surprised MW doesn't die there. Caught by the trip, spammed through by Jogamo. A little bit of a reposition and a stun to buy a little bit of time. Meanwhile, A-Pop perched over the top like a guardian watching, making sure everything's communicated here with the spam onto one. The spike does finally go down, but Fury might end up doing a bit of the same. Khalil's left alone, 46 HP, no armor, a 1v3.
He's
A
full blind.
paranoia, a flash, I mean, the spam. It is such an unwinnable position for Khalil there. And honestly, an unwinnable position for Furia.
Yeah, and right now, there's just fights happening everywhere on the map. There's a solo fight deep spawn, people swinging into an Odin that's just spamming. It's not really coordinated right now for Furia. Maybe a little bit of a tilt match, maybe a throwaway. Honestly, it's what it looks like so far.
Yeah.
And there's that second time out that is must needed because this squad needs to be taken back to life. They need some type of energy in them. You don't want to get blown out with him being kind of quiet across the board on these last 2 maps. It's just no life, no signs of energy in this team. And I feel like they're tilted.
Down 8-0. EG with a couple of ults. Derek's one away from having his ult online. Meanwhile, there's some on the side of Fury as well. You've got Shanji, who's got his ult. Nazar one away from the Rolling Thunder. Khalil not far off from the Omen ult, and they want to commit to this C. You've got to be careful here if you're Apoth. You're the only one here.
No way.
How does Jogamo get that kill? Spamming through the door, I guess. As soon as it props up, the bullets erupt. It's another disaster for Furia. Oh, no.
No way.
It's a mess. It's such a mess.
EG. Doug, EG are built different. Simply put, they are just different. I mean, they're operating at a level of confidence that's just unseen before. Apoth alone anchoring
And anchoring close.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing back spawn with Util. He was up close.
He steps into his one way and wraps a player on that bend area on C site when there's no smoke in the main. So he could have gotten shot in the back, but he has no fear. All faith in Jojimo, who opened that B door, who's fighting A now. I mean, Furia just, they can't seem to do anything against this squad right now, against the way that EG are playing this defensive side. It's so impressive right now.
Well, I think part of the problem, too, is they haven't been able to do anything to demand respect. So, of course, they're going to continue to make plays like that. I mean, why not? Superman's going to get cleared out here.
Doesn't clear him fully.
No way.
And the supporting utility, the flashes from nature in the back.
I thought he was done. I thought the aftershock hit him and he had nowhere to go, but he stays alive and gets a kill. And again, EG closing the walls in. Khalil trying to kick the damn thing down. And Furia are on the board.
Finally, and who other than NZR and Khalil to really bring that one back? Yeah, Havoc got a little lurk kill in B. But maybe that's the spark needed for Furia. The problem is it's 9-1. 9 rounds on defense Lotus. This is way more than ideal.
And it's those little things. I think oftentimes when you see a team get beat up this badly, it's little mistakes like the aftershock being missed. Letting Superman stay in that position to get his one kill. But well done from Furia to settle through that and essentially frag their way out to getting around on the board. Aggressive take from Supa and the paranoia out. Nicely done from Furia to draw that utility and then rotate away.
These are things that Furia fans wish they would have been doing a lot earlier on in this half. Because they were just running their head into a wall for, what, 9 rounds it felt? I mean, none of the rounds were really that close.
No. The second trip gonna tag the duelist. Dogma waiting on the other side, a little bit of spam. Cautious, MW's just there. Very nicely timed. Able to punish, not able to get away with the second though. They've gotten the spike down. Natrez is rolling Thunder, and that's going to be enough to pave the way. One tagged. I believe Nazar's okay, though. Hasn't taken any of it as Khalil. Meanwhile, Apoth just sticks it all the way. Not even necessarily concerned about getting the frags.
Again, a player dies in spawn, a player dies in water. We have 3 people on Furia playing out of C site when the bomb is not even planned for them.
EG genuinely looked like they're just having fun right now.
But like the mistakes that Furia are making, Doug, it's fundamentally incorrect. If you have bomb planted into sight, I get maybe wanting to play like in the C choke where people like to smoke and maybe flood in as the retake's coming through. But if it's not planted for you, you can't be playing that far back.
Yeah.
I mean, they just got breach ulted for free.
And look at the aggressive play from Evil Geniuses here. Jogmo getting another one with the finger guns.
This is unbelievable.
He tucks through. I don't think he realized that Havoc was around him, though. Now he spots him. Apoth falls.
One enemy remaining.
Oh,
Spike down.
Nice shot.
couldn't grab the rifle, though.
Oh, okay. He doesn't need the rifle.
Disgusting.
Give me a corpse.
Someone give the man a corpse.
Where is everyone?
There it is. Now
hiding?
found a 1v1. Superman spotted now. Spiked is out of reach. A weapon upgraded. A need for a spark, and Havoc delivers. The Red Bull clutch for Furia as they get their second.
Nice round from him. He finessed around his cage right there. Jogamo had a good idea that he was somewhere lurking in that vicinity, but it wasn't enough. And he came up huge right here because this was looking tragic. What a shot. That's so hard to hit.
Havoc was crispy with it to keep it competitive, or kind of competitive. I don't know, 10-2 half, still the way of EG. But some reason for excitement. Hodder sees it. I mean, you can tell that's one that kind of got away from him there. Probably shouldn't have gone that way.
That's rate for Jajimo.
That's not too shabby. 17-9 on the Neon.
Go, go, go.
It has to be expected, to be honest.
Yeah.
What I'm impressed by is the supporting cast of Nature and Derek, who are also up there and supporting him to get those kills. Triple doubles in their own way.
You imagine EG are going to try to speed run their way through this half as quickly as possible.
Oh, maybe a punish.
Valorant to be played. That's a very nice setup. Off of the fall line, MW takes the space, a little one tap. But Jagamo showing he can do it the exact same way on his own.
He just got ran down all the way deep into his spawn, man.
No place to save. They're going to try to retake the site here. If the spike got planted, paranoia out, Superman will fall. And they're starting to hold things up for now. 2 HP for Jagamo, and he will crumble. So Fury get the pistol, they get their third. And we'll see where we go from here.
It's a nice retake from Furia. And pushing the fight onto A, picking off Apoth right there. I think EG made a little bit of a mistake. Once Jajimo ended up converting that kill onto Havoc and Spawn, maybe you flip sight at that moment because you're worried that your Sentinel is down. But Superman, he got the bomb planted, but he was stuck in such a bad spot. Forced in between, going top side or playing in that elbow where he's gonna get stunned by any type of utility that Furia had. So I think that was really tough and a really good push onto the A main area for Furia. Really good job.
Saw it there on the reaction cam. Still have a couple of reasons to smile.
Can't use it.
3 to be exact. And you imagine, barring shenanigans, we'll have a 4th. Got 2 Bulldogs and a Phantom. They've really invested into this here, Dre.
Yeah, if they get ecoed like they did on the last map, this would...
Let's not say that yet.
I mean, you just never know. Somehow, EG did it with Classics last time. Now they have some Sheriffs to play with. I don't know.
That goes for Apoth too. Havoc's gonna be the first one challenged.
All right, it looks scary.
It does. It looks uncomfortable. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it doesn't look clean or confident from Furia, who have the gun advantage.
EG slowing things down for just a moment. Not fully sold with wanting to hit C. I imagine here how much of this is them just trying to draw out a mistake from Furia. And honestly, in a lot of ways, we saw that a number of times on the previous half. Letting Furia do these unforced errors and then punishing with it. And honestly, you kind of need that if you're gonna thrifty someone like this.
30 seconds left.
That was not an unforced error. That was just a really clean hit out the other way, but the kill is traded back. Oh, that's one of the rifles down. Superman on the swing. Oh, no. Oh, no. Now you can say it.
Yep. Yeah, we set it up perfectly. Furia didn't look comfortable. Even though they had gun advantage, they're kind of scared, timid, taking some of these fights when they have the gun advantage. And then the repositioning to play close angles against a breach fade composition. When you have gun advantage, I don't understand
30 seconds
what
left.
leads us to play here and not play off of our trips and whatnot. Apoth winning gun duels with a ghost. It's
On his own.
It's insanity.
Like solo mission,
insanity.
John Wick looking. Like, what do you do?
But just to go a little bit deeper into that last round, yeah, we have like an aggressive fight happening right now. So maybe I'll get to that in a moment.
Hold that thought.
Yeah, let me hold
Fury
that
got
thought.
forced into it. Havoc does have a rifle. Finds value with it. MW with nowhere to go. Has to dash out. A Bucky in hand. 85 HP. And another reposition. I mean, EG are still knocking on the door of this thing. The flash is out. Trying to find cover behind Mound. That's great from Havoc.
Oh my gosh.
4 found.
Maybe 5?
Ooh! With the one tap. Eye by power race for Furia as they get their 4th round.
Havoc is the spark that Furia were looking for.
And they need it. They desperately need it. Very quickly, follow at Eye by Power on socials. They'll be giving away a free PC every single time an Eye by Power race takes place. Shout out to the homie Havoc for giving somebody out there a brand new PC. Very nicely done. And again, reasons to smile.
So that is what we should have been seeing spots. Not being able to play off of each other. You're playing against a breach in a close angle, fade at a close angle. Jajimo's not going to make a mistake and not clear a corner.
Yes.
As I say that, he probably will do that in this round. But, you know, So was life.
They want to go fast here. I think he didn't even have a chance to clear the corner. He's able to respond back and punish MW.
Oh no.
He can't see a damn thing though. Ray Charles looking nowhere to go.
Yeah.
2 guns still in the hands of EG though.
Player standing.
Havoc is left alone. Havoc, who was the hero in the previous round. And Ace now left in a
My ult is
1v2.
ready.
And he's guessed the right site.
Face your fear.
Nightfall, not gonna tag. 1v2 on the other side. First, both spotted. The first one dealt with though. Now the cage to provide some cover. A reposition for the Sentinel. Nature managed to get the spike. Still has a minute left on the clock. There's plenty of time to think this one through.
Wow, my eyes are down.
Tap, the tag. Cam cleared.
Still trips on Ace side. He will be able to break them and should get the bomb planted in time.
Very quickly have to note here as that first trip gets tagged. Nature has no armor. So it won't take much from Havoc for him to win out this 1v1. You mentioned he was the spark in the previous round. Is this enough to become a fully fledged flame? So Spike ticks away. Havoc has to make a play. Choosing to bide his time, not rush it, not force it. Slowly, meticulously, methodically clearing every single corner except the most deadly one. EG get to 12.
Yeah, the trades for EG.
Match point.
That's been the name of the game all series long. Their spacing was so tight. This push, this aggressive push from Furia, it looked like it was going to be devastating, especially on this fight. But then overstaying their welcome, NZR exposing way too much of his body on top of that mount. Brings it down to a 1v1 with Nature, who, I mean, he could have been anywhere at that moment. Havoc, he's trying his best. Just not enough. The KO not really getting the value that I think Furia imagined it would be getting.
I would have to agree. And so EG looked to put the finishing touches on this stomp. 1 round away now. MW with the ult popped. Derek, I thought he was dead.
He should have been dead.
Yeah, he should have died. Unfortunately, MW eased his last haul. And now Jogamo trying to do a bit of the same. Finding success where MW could not. Almost getting the second. Hunts him down, punishes him.
Player standing.
Havoc getting a couple of own kills, but
He's going for it.
I mean, Khalil in a 1v3 with the Spectre in hand, you're right. Let Jogamo off the leash.
planted.
If he was ever on a leash, to be honest. Got the last kill.
Whoa.
A little early on the trigger. Khalil in a 1vx situation, forced to
Cover going out.
pull off some magic to keep this map alive. He's got a paranoia. No smokes, though. And as the last one, or as the next one dissipates, now decides to go. Really nice setup for the position here from EG's. Very nice, but Nature will get caught. And now, Khalil has no idea where Superman is. Look at it, look at where he's playing this man.
Ah, free kill.
The freest! 13-4, the way of evil geniuses. It was close for the first 2 rounds.